I respect trying to make something work from that perspective, like bringing players together that would have never played together. But yeah.
𝙁𝙤𝙣𝙯's going to get killed by this short push from 𝙈𝙤𝙣. That MAC-10 very valuable and just charging down the B defense, gets beyond their angles. George going to eat a nade on arrival, and 𝙈𝙤𝙣 good on just keeping his head tucked. Fortunately, George would have loved to have just left, but he's locked into it, and that frag grenade's going to find him. Yeah, utility here. Big triple kill moment for 𝙈𝙤𝙣, and that is going to win a third consecutive BC game round.
I like that they were just ready to strike. It was just no frills on that whatsoever. They got short control, instantly turned that turnkey solution into a B attack. Nothing required except for that little bit of map control that's so easy to find on T side. But yeah, like, it's such an unlikely team, and like, in theory, if everybody's on form, we do have a very strong lineup. But Simple just had this quote about chemistry, and he just said, like, well, he said, quote, I mean, it's always the case when you have a new team, we feel like you go through a lot of stuff for better synergy and chemistry. I think it's a problem with every team in the beginning, especially when a core comes to us and not us coming to the core, everything is new. It was much easier for me when I played with FaZe as a stand-in. When you do go to a team with 4 players in the system, everyone knows what to do. You fill in and play much easier. So just referencing that, it's, 2/3 of the team is brand new.
Yeah.
The core is pre-existing, but it's not just Simple just not being like, all right, Simple, you're here, let's integrate you. You really do have to become a new team.
Yep.
And then there's cultural differences, chemistry differences,
language barriers.
Yeah, and the overall form. I mean, like, Simple's good, but he's not the player he was a couple years ago.
Gonna push outside of Monster in a second. Yeah, Carson gets stuck by Electronic, so unsuccessful attempt down to the B site to push off and get an opening, but over here towards long, it will work. The junior off flex. You know you've got a player stuck behind the rock, but who's really stuck in with who? George, double 5-7, make it another for 𝙁𝙤𝙣 over towards the B play. The rest of BC game leave a lot to be desired. Another moment where Simple finds something to be proud of in a round, looks up at the kill feed and realizes, oh, I'm alone.
Yeah, it took
I think that's very comparable to the really tough round they lost on Ancient last week, where you saw Simple kind of like in disbelief as to how they lost that to the Mongols. I believe it was a 2v5 that went up in like a split second.
Sure.
And so Simple finds himself, again, in a common spot. What I do like about, you brought up 2 things that I think kind of go together nicely, and that's, this team only exists because of VRS, which is a new system for 2026. And on top of that, we then talk about this thing where a core comes to a team for BC game. That's not a type of transfer or a formula for a team that you ever really get to see, right? I'd say this is like the first time a core joined star players that was purchased for its VRS ranking. And so this really is like the first of its kind type project BC game. And I think that they represent a lot of the problems that we wouldn't know otherwise whether that would happen. We could maybe expect it to happen, but maybe the struggle wasn't anticipated to be this bad.
Definitely, and there's a couple ways you can go with it, right? Like, you have Messioso, he really understands VRS to a high level, which is it's saying a lot, because it's not very many people. I rely on the guys on Twitter who are so good at breaking it down, because Alish said it feels like you need a PhD to be able to figure out the math on it. And 100 Thieves go the route of not picking up a VRS core, which I just thought was going to be a huge mistake. But they went in favor of, I feel like, a team that culturally had an identity and then had a nice mix of old and new, and actually did a really good job of climbing sort of against all odds to win a lot of their matches, and prove that you don't necessarily need the core to make it happen. Even though the core is a nice jump start to get you in those big matches.
Gun round here for VOCA.
Oh, Snap's making a lot of noise. Yeah, it seems like Simple's heard this.
He got that first kill as he crossed over, so I think Snav just maybe hoping to buy time for George. But George dies out in connector. Snav is looking to activate, thinking about this push, and he will pull it off. Just a straight-up duel versus Simple that he wins. And so man advantage re-secured by VOCA. Junior falling off of the party. This is going to get BC game thinking about committing into a B site, but this is a B site held strong on the Monster side of things.
I'm really tempted, if I was Snap, to just make that full flank happen. now that we crossed the minute in BC game. I think just 10 more seconds, and then it'll be a guaranteed push for him. There's not a real chance they're going to be going back towards A at this timing. And that kills a lot of clock, opens up some options. They have slow playing it still to be safe, but Retchy's got a great angle here.
𝙈𝙤𝙣𝙗 almost dives just to the nade.
That bomb has to cross. Retchy's going to let him, it looks like.
Bomb gets in. That's money to be made for BC game. Gutierrez trying to push forward here as his teammate's still alive, but not for very long. And so this deep committed position versus 4 players of VOCA, all on the retake eventually with the monster control. Carson misses the jump, is going to be found out, and Uterus over to the Glock is done for. Junior actually ends up finding that kill from above. So VOCA's second round secured on the CT side. Kicks off with Snav just doing the drive-by fountain peak, sheer aggression out of the defense to get that first kill, and then he wins a straight-up 1v1 on Simple, who we know for sure expected him, but loses out in the duel.
And you can see he was a little bit farther away from the wall. Saw Simple first. Got back good hold here from Retchy, and solid round overall from VOCA.
I don't know, George. I don't know, George said it like that.
That's awesome. All right.
Beat down monster. Aggressive opening. Retchy gonna start dropping nades, but he's bolstered, and his incendiary absolutely misses, but he decides to just hard commit, get into that one. And, well, it's gonna keep the numbers low on BC game. Continuous challenges through this monster just keep coming. And Electronic's gonna feast. That's a quad kill for Electronic, folks. One-man army outside of the monster. What carnage for VOCA on their terms that could wind up costing them around.
And Junior goes unspotted, but with the amount of action over here, you'd think he's going to be leaning towards B. He's going to have to use every bit of genius he's got to figure the situation out, but he's really putting himself in a good spot. Some of this comes down to timing, and they're going to get the better of that. So Junior goes down. That's not picked up. A massive round out of Electronic, just waiting for them to constantly swing monster. That's maybe the sloppiest attempt here from VOCA we've seen so far in this match. And I mean, that's saying a lot. You know, you'd think VOCA would be the one making more mistakes, but here, just a touch too scrappy. I mean, they're close to getting the 2K that just tips the odds in their favor, but
right there.
They really wanted to lock that round down because they had just won their second and money was important.
Responsible for their own actions in that one. It's going to cost them hard. MP7 for Retchy now. What's Carson's buy going to look like? Surely limited, yeah. MP9 in play. Tons of grenades still. We'll see if the utility is going to slow things down, get us back into a more default type of round. But that was
a buy like this, though.
I was going to say, we'll call it
overpass.
confidence.
Sure, yeah. Buys like this on overpass, though, it's like I barely see it at a disadvantage. There's so many good uses of MP9s and things like in blue, inside of bathrooms, close wall on monster. Like it doesn't even, if you have one op, it really makes up for the lack of rifle. Won't necessarily be a free victory here for BC game.
Ooh, eats the team flash, not ideal.
Yeah, might have helped them. So 𝙈𝙤𝙣𝙗 didn't get touched by it either.
But Snav's not going to get out of there. Tries to escape the top of connector, gets clipped by Simple. Man advantage secured by BC game is that they don't rush the issue. But now off that kill, start to take over connector control. If you know that the connector fallback has just been fragged, you absolutely take the control of this with it. So makes sense to see 𝙈𝙤𝙣𝙗 speed up for a moment, but then he's going to silently creep back.
And Simple goes right into the comms. They're not going to play any games here. They know that B side has been the place to hit. They've been really strong on these execs overall. George and Carson are going to start to make their way back into the site. And here it comes.
George catches one with a flash in hand. It's a bit of damage, still no death for BC game to have to stomach. There's the first two George slicing them off of the side of the pillar. Terrace just giving himself a smoke to plant around. And Carson gives up his position with this MP9 spam. Starts to move it forward. Just straight up dies to Crazy. No instant trade out of 𝙁𝙤𝙧𝙗𝙡 either, as Crazy's able to just still hang on to this corner. MP7 gets there on Uterus. He knows he's still stuck, but that third layer in Simple activates. But Junior knows damn well that both players are down beneath him. The question is, how the hell do you get him out of here? That helps. Crazy's still down beneath. Oh boy. Not a USP kill, really. He'll try to jump down. He's lost track of it. Back turn to him, and a quick little slide from Crazy into the deepest of the corners under Heaven pays off. BC Game continue to rack up these terrorist round wins.
My goodness, I think that flash actually worked. If he had cleared that properly, it could have been the 1v2. But it's the opening kill from Simple. And again, just you get an opening kill on C side, and you love going B. Why overcomplicate it? Monster's going to be really strong for you. VOCA were not, and they were kind of pulling back towards Graffiti in the first place. So not entirely ready to fight that. And, oh, they're talking during it. Aaron has 1v2.
Backseat gamers.
Yeah.
Is there anything worse?
No. Well.
No one's ever been banned for backseat gaming.
Okay, yeah. Bring it home.
Get this long activation by Junior. What are you going to do with the USP?
Yeah, that works. Oddly enough, though, I think
it's a good flashbang.
All right, that works out, Carson. Yeah. My goodness.
Electronic just mag.
I like the visualization, though, like the three guys swinging on him from that wood wall. Yeah.
Yeah. No, if they did triple swing, I feel like Electronic gets all headshots. Deep push by Crazy's going to catch this off. Snap trying to make it happen, but confident peaks by BC Game. They know they got the edge, but do they really? Because it's still that's 2v2. The Junior USP that's gone unnoticed. It's going to be tough to pull this off without a kit, but George had a smoke. Simple nails the shot. Junior's going to inch ever closer, but really nothing for him to do here other than a bit of more damage. BC Game, I don't think too concerned about damage at the 6-2 lead. And so secured by Simple, who's off to an 8-5 start to the T side and has fueled some of these great opening kills. I haven't seen the op miss so far on second map for Simple. That, I think, bodes well for their future in this best of 3.
I mean, the CT side it does too. That was like, with Simple, it was kind of, it was lacking a lot, and it was definitely resulting in rounds. And, T side op on overpass, definitely making up for it. So it's a touch of sloppiness again that VOCA kind of let BC Game back into this. They were about to tie it up, kept fighting towards Monster in that previous round. It wasn't a lot of CS. It was more just trying to get the trades, scrim peeking, and that you don't want to let a lead go or any kind of T side round go on this map. Best case, they get 4 rounds and tie this up and still have a very difficult second half. This smile on the face of Simple as he realizes now, I mean, they've kind of got things in order.
In round 9, Junior waits it out. Knew it was coming with that flashbang pop, so 5v4 secured at least by VOCA. Like you said, 4 rounds in a row, best case just to tie. Get an activation of BC Game in short side. Simple looking for his pick.
Seems like a great time to boost.
Yeah, he saw that trajectory from the nade. He knows for sure there's one down here in the pit, so there's a high likelihood George could overstep this accidentally. Oh, but missed shot by Simple. There it is, first whiff. That's what we're talking about. Nice placed nade that literally bounced off Carson's head. Wears the frag like a hat. But man, advantage still taken back, this time off of 𝙁𝙤𝙣's contact. Simple still waiting for a second chance to strike somebody down off B. Has not come his way, though. His opportunity really was that shot on George.
No, they've re-smoked Monster. Now they have to just go through this.
Still some utility for BC Game. They're going to pounce while 𝙁𝙤𝙣's playing with nades, and the Monster push comes through. Beautiful adjustment out of George. Would have loved to have dropped him sooner if you're Simple. Forced bomb plant now by 𝙤𝙤𝙣. Junior's going to walk this up, USP in hand. Okay. Gets there. Whew. Sketchy stuff. A little wild that 𝙤𝙤𝙣 gets off the plant, but you never give him a chance to regain vision nor shoot back. So VOCA's third secured, and it all could have been stopped had Simple killed George. That would have prevented the critical 2K that kept the defense alive.
It was a crazy spray transfer out of George and a necessary second kill as well. Yeah, I'm looking at, I feel like that didn't need to be a flick out of Simple, but maybe was worried that he was getting cleared at the same time. Either way, I think it was a good time to assemble the boost and an opportunity for sure. Behind this op, we've got 4 Galils for BC Game.
It's a tough try. At least you get 𝙤𝙤𝙣 into connector control with confidence off of that, so it's not all in vain. 5v4 would have been a lovely start. Simple going to try to go for another boost. Really trying to weaponize this strong start from Simple. We could have a battle of the Oppers, though, if Junior goes any more active. Simple's getting closer.
Yeah, Junior's kind of in a great spot, and he's trying to make it seem like they're playing passive on the site. So this could lure them forward. It might be a genius smoke here from Junior.
Flash in. Oh, Uterus goes ahead, and Snav, fully blind, still hangs on to his position. Simple's going to know about him. Snav wants out, falling back into Junior. Snav decides to commit into the bathroom, waits until the smoke fades, jumps out, things getting wild, Snav finds his moment. God damn, that was sketchy for a second. And yet within the chaos seems to be that is exactly where Snav thrives. Another quad kill moment out of Snav when VOCA absolutely need it.
Yeah, I don't know if there's more than 3, but all 3 4Ks that we've seen so far, fully the round in his hands. That is excellently done, and it was very sketchy for a second inside of the bathroom because he could have fallen back. Then he didn't go as far as he could have got away with. Then he tried to get out again. They let him escape. Junior goes down after holding a little bit too low, and he also somehow found a way to escape. But it was his smoke that drew in that first peak. That's 4 Galils down. An excellent opportunity here for VOCA.
And all about just tying this first half. Signing up for a difficult job on the T side, but one that we know that domestically they don't necessarily struggle on. In a BC game that can tend to collapse at a moment's notice. Pistols do get dangerously close to the A site. Junior leaves a little to be desired with that second shot. You're getting gunned down by Glocks. The Glocks through the bathrooms have found a bomb plant. They are scrambling to go and grab guns. Op's been secured by Simple. X Factor moment here from the superstar. And Carson's nade finds its home. You give that jiggle over to Simple, he'll find the death. Offered over. Stuck though inside of the bank. Flush back towards Carson. And Simple hits another. Crazy's got his hands on an AK. Simple's down to 20 health. They pull this off with nothing but Glocks.
They'd have 1 Deagle, I think. No armor on this round. Is that what we just watched?
That is what we just watched.
Wow.
For better or for worse.
Oh no. The crazy 2K entry with the Glock.
Junior just back turn, running for the hills. Simple lands that second shot. Full aim punch, by the way.
Full aim punch. It was like he was aiming low and aim punch.
Yeah, jiggled his crosshair up, right?
Yeah.
see those every day. Things go from bad to worse for VOCA. As now pressure right back out through the monster. 𝙈𝙤𝙣 can feel the moment here. Tries to seize it in its entirety, and the damage he did is worth it as 𝙤𝙤𝙣 finishes that one off. Still, it's a little bit chaotic in the middle of all of this commitment, but looks like the bomb has been able to secure a plant. And Junior just missed timing on this graffiti crossover for the 12 health that 𝙤𝙤𝙣 has left.
Yeah, it would be too hard for him to come and clear this. 𝙤𝙤𝙣 can kind of play it however he wants. But it is the last round of the half. They're going to go for it.
Junior's going to get blindsided the moment 𝙤𝙤𝙣 feels like he can peek out. Yep, there she goes. Final round of the half is going to be an 8th one secured by BC Game. So a T-side that rips through VOCA's hopes of a 2-0. They will still have a T-side ahead of themselves, but that is more than enough offered up by BC Game. And one that's kind of, fueled at times by Simple's op. A couple of missed shots, sure, but I feel like the consistency was definitely better than what we were getting back on Dust 2.
Yeah, especially to win that round where Crazy gets the 2K entry. He doesn't have armor, but he uses that op in spite of the aim punch and still gets a second kill. And there's a couple moments here, VOCA, like on that round, it could have just had guns out and had a better chance of winning. Obviously, a second op shot from Junior would have also probably secured it. But in the end, it's the VOCA trying to fight too hard versus Monster on that one round, that Glock round, and that kind of kills their chances of coming out ahead on CT side. Could have been 6-6 or better, but at least we see BC Game playing up to the level of expectation we have for them.
Felt like every time Simple was able to kind of post around with off impact that took over map control, it was also, there was this like other side of it where 𝙤𝙤𝙣 just had an explosive moment down towards that B site as well.
Mm-hmm.
Think of that quad kill that VOCA kind of overstepped. Like the confidence that comes through in that round just doesn't really pay off. Sets BC Game up to really thrive, secure this 4-round streak going into the CT side. Or 4-round lead, rather, not a streak. VOCA aren't going to waste anybody's time. Fast in through the top of Connector. Trying to pressure Simple, who just goes right back into the duel. Rather than any damage for a headshot. They are already knocking on the door of the bomb site. Simple will fade back into the bank, but 𝙤𝙤𝙣 dies the moment he gets to the site to 𝙤𝙤𝙣.
First fire.
𝙤𝙤𝙣 nails Simple. In this round, one of them goes down with 0 impact in 𝙤𝙤𝙣's hands, and the second set still stuck here in bank. Bolstered by Crazy right behind him at least. Retakes on. Kid is on 𝙤𝙤𝙣 as well, so more than just the Berettas to work with, but VOCA with the numbers are losing control of the site. CT's getting closer. Crazy finds another one. He's on for the pistol round ace, has now the smoke. Remember the kit from the get-go too. The empty has to take his shots with a bit more secure a pistol.
So it's a nice pistol from VOCA. It's not a spot where I think BC Game have to be terrified. They're going to be probably a little bit upset that this isn't going to be as easy as you'd think it'd be from an 8-5. They will buy up. We've got the Muterus Scout coming into play.
No overly aggressive opening move from the CTs, just a sudden George walk out into the B side. Feels like that was very unannounced.
Yeah, seriously. They decided to go for the scout tactic, which I really appreciate, especially you get that kill towards B, there is no questioning it. If it was over towards A, you might take your time and still assess house bathrooms. Is there a stack that we can't find? But that kill just wins the round. BC Game can take these into the next, make it a 2-round game.
Little silver lining. Free save. Maybe not so free. Electronic has to pay the piper.
It is really important to get as many kills as possible. And it's like your T side, you can kind of have whatever. It doesn't really matter. On CT side, you want to be fully loaded. You want to have as many incendiaries and ops as possible, and that's 4 deaths. So that is a considerable rebuy here, which I don't even think VOCA game will participate in. Actually, they're looking to recycle those guns. Drops their odds significantly of being able to pull off another eco win. And here it comes. All in B.
Charge him down, why not? Meant to be no resistance. Deagle's got the 1. Crazy was given a second chance, and he will collect it. Oh, third for Crazy. Almost gets the fresh mag in. Junior says enough's enough. The fact that he recovers, because the second kill was just straight up spam, right? While blind, half blind, starts firing off rapidly. Simple's Desert Eagle not quite looking to pack as much a punch, but the damage has been done on George already. Junior goes flying back around to Graffiti. Simple's going to come down, clear out water. George is now dead. And as Junior has gone for the heaven rotate to try to lock this in, Simple is going to threaten the defuse. Doesn't have a kit to pull this off. Junior just gives it the jump spot. And now Simple doesn't have the time to pull it off. So dangerous round here made possible by Crazy. The fact he recovers from the spam for that third instant headshot is beautiful.
Yeah, it is. Terrorists win. Well, they pulled out Iran versus MIBR in that last overpass game, and Simple gets away with 1 HP and that Galil. So here's where VOCA take a breath. I think they probably feel reinvigorated having won that pistol in the second half, and they'll see if they can get in BC Games' heads.
Charge, huh?
And it's just another full strength.
Yeah, why not? Try to slam it home. It's going to cost Carson. Aragorn with the USP collecting another one. And there's Snav holding off on the fast flank from Crazy, who doesn't wait at all. Rushes the fact, goes straight through to it. Meter is fighting a duel to short side. Snav confirming him. And that's going to be utility pressure to just try to get this bomb down. Bomb had to be picked back up, but luckily Heaven remains smoked. Simple tries to test the edge of it. And that'll be enough to convince him to leave, man. VOCA just rushing these doors down on the B site.
Again, it's like that moment when we were watching Inner Circle, and I'm like, that's the kind of round that you probably want to call. You go fast and aggressive, and you really lean on your aim, which we know that VOCA have. And the hold was looking good because we were watching it from Aragorn's POV, but he was the only one to get 2 kills.
Yep. Only one to get any kills.
Yeah. They had the flank being held, and this is a tied-up game. And this would be impressive for VOCA. Terrorists win. But just so important for BC Game to keep any guns moving forward. Just make sure the economy is like enough for when you buy. You just never want to have 5 deaths coming in, using your loss bonus, spending every single dollar, missing a couple of incendiaries. If you keep 1 or 2 guns, especially the op, then you make sure that everyone can have every little bit and the kits, because that's when it really feels like your CT advantages come in. Like there is the map bias that gives you some natural advantages, but it really has a lot to do with the economy.
Remember about this for A setup as well. With up
You know that's not the last time they're going to rush B.
No, sir. Takes confidence to try to charge that down. Also takes like this bit of an overstep, I think, through connector. There's nobody else ready to kind of get
rotation,
in. Yeah, right. They swing coming through the door, kind of offering up what gave, I think, VOCA even more confidence.
They just didn't
catch that
expect
fast
that
flank.
VOCA were covering things while they were going through this sort of like
Yeah.
all-out ape rush into the B site.
The apes together strong. And now back to a bit more of a controlled aggression. Still taking over map control, but Junior is going to pay the price for that wallbang damage. Nicely lined up from inside sight by 𝙁𝙤𝙗. And utility trickles out of BC Game's defense. It's a low utility situation for BC Game and what's left of this round, but VOCA at the minute mark at least have taken over connector. Sure, it's damage for Junior to have to deal with, but hey, at least it's your opper. We'll see what he can do from the back line in terms of just trying to support, as VOCA will look to sink their teeth into A this time.
It's a moment where VOCA, if they want to go super quiet, fine, but they actually, as you say, have a huge utility advantage.
That's going to burn Snav out. It's going to confirm they're inside of the bathroom. Simple had an idea.
They'll call 𝙁𝙗𝙗 over because of that volley.
Long duel for Crazy picked up as Carson awkwardly just kind of caught jumping up around. Collateral for Simple, of course. And VOCA meet their maker on the approach to that A site. It's one thing to lose your solo long player. It's another for your front runners in bathrooms to get that kind of stuffed. So George and Junior off to the save. 2 players held by VOCA. BC Game back to the lead after forfeiting it to this VOCA T side.
They didn't really want to make it a full exact, but this would have been actually an excellent round to end B. They had seen that there was literally no utility over on that side of the map, and it was the only bit of utility was on Simple. He was the only one to hold on to it and use it to get information, call for a rotation, and set himself up for a good op shot.
Can do mobs if you want, please. Yeah, fuck.
They have,
No, I have good
they have up, right?
Yes. You want to do mobs?
If you want.
And now you wonder if Simple starts B on this round just in case, or how they want to approach it.
A lot of preemptive utility coming out of BC Game towards that B site. Makes sense if they're anticipating another all-in rush. Short's going to be a point of contention here. Electronic has flashes setting him up. Junior forced to give up the angle, but as he walks around this, Electronic gets a freebie. There's been this constant looming threat of boosts and wallbangs, so it makes sense Junior's looking for that instead, but nice tethering off of the BC Game pieces to get that trade. It's a flash through monster that gets denied by Ferecci. Aragorn 2 ready. And the Snav Carson 2v4 at the B bomb site. They catch the player walking up short side. Crazy ready to respond to that one. And Carson will answer without taking damage. That's how you start a 1v4. That reload from Aragorn, though, is just a bait. 𝙁𝙗𝙗 is here to cover it. So BC Game playing with their food a bit in this one. 10-8 secured, majority alive. And that B defense looking much better in this round.
It's a very nice move from Crazy. There's this exchange of utility that happens inside of Blue, and Crazy, just as soon as Snav throws out, his utility falls back. He goes and just peeks it, clears the corridor out, and then ends up being the second swing to make sure they kill both players inside of that short tunnel. A great call out for BC Game.
Tech9 trade to connector, but again, pieces ready to trade out. BC Game kind of feels like filling themselves out in terms of map control. Not going to get caught off by a couple of guys in connector. This will be a bathroom walk-up afforded to VOCA. We saw this get cut down to size by Simple's collateral last time. He hits a flash, and George finds the headshot on Aragorn without taking much damage. Double from George, the only gun that VOCA have to work with, and it blows the door down on the A site. What a couple of shots out of George.
Damn.
Well, well, well. There's no Kevlar on his teammates, but Junior still grabs an op in the middle of all that. By God, they don't have a kit.
Yeah. I mean, time's coming down. Yeah, they don't have a kit to work with. One on the ground here.
There's one behind the
Sure about
boxes.
this. Oh, okay. They can go and snatch that.
Gonna have to wrap around. He doesn't actually grab it. He doesn't get the kit. That's a 10-second defuse. He's gonna have to stick this entire time down. Cover offered here by Electronic, and all 3 kills, but is there still time?
Oh my goodness, they pulled it off. You're kidding.
Wowza.
I don't know. If you don't
They did not have the lineup inside of the smoke, and if any of those bullets hit, man, 𝙁𝙤𝙣 could have been dead. There is no way BC Game pulled that out. Oh,
Huge coverage by Electronic. Tech9 is frantic to get him off that defuse. Good thing they had the smoke. Yeah.
oh.
Vibes at an all-time high over on
I
VOCA.
saw that. I think that's the wavelength that they operate at, though.
Yeah, you're a reflection of the company you keep. I think it's a stressful environment over on VOCA. It's them against the world, Lauders, and sometimes them against themselves.
You know, us players from NA, we just got to get it out. You know what I mean? We're not like these Europeans that just that make snide remarks and are passive aggressive. No, we
we're just
we say it how it is exactly right when we feel it. Yes, it's self. It's a release.
It's the benefit of all speaking the same language.
Yeah.
Just being straightforward. Simple. Ties to the 𝙁𝙤𝙣 boost in playground. VOCA know that could have been their 9th. Dangerously close BC Game to offering up that one. Oh, George killed. What's George doing? George is doing George things. George finds 2 towards Monster, and it is also Carson and 𝙁𝙤𝙣 to combine for another. So VOCA just play the extremities of the map. We don't get to see how that Monster push went down, but clearly CT's trying to make a move. And George
just won without getting into his sight.
kind of has better ideas. Holds him back. A couple of what could have been moments here for VOCA. I mean, this game is still very much possible. The money bottomed out on the side of BC Game as they come back in with this buy.
I love how they just still look pissed. That's awesome.
Of course.
They're just like clearly thinking about the fact that they could just be tied now, but they have just given themselves actually a great chance. They are countering Simple in these last couple.
Simple misses a chance at an opening kill.
It's Junior holding for his jump cross. Yeah, well, Simple's over towards long now.
Ooh, Junior flashed off the line. Would have loved that duel. Felt like it was coming his way, but now that Simple's on it, can you really afford to just dry peek back in? You'd think not.
This is where they kind of want to fall back on their utility. They have most of bathrooms, and Crazy's on the outside of it. It's a fine setup here for BC. They're chain smoking Monster, so I think they feel decently secure over on B, but at the same time, they want a bit more space back, and I think they hear someone jump away.
Crazy losing support.
Good.
Loses vision as well, but still spams down Snav. 𝙁𝙤𝙣 is calling frantically for this rotation to come up because at 20 seconds, you know it's the commitment. Can VOCA really get in again? Oh,
come on.
Simple. Blasted out of this one. 𝙁𝙤𝙣 activates, can't manage a multi-frag. It's Electronic to step it up a notch. 10 to the clock. He's trying to close the gap. Electronic's low. Dead. Bomb back in hand. Just enough time. Aragorn could rush down this bomb plant, and he will do exactly that, stopping it after it's gone down, but never a chance for Junior to grab his gun back out. And so down to the wire, BC Game secure their 12th.
Crazy couple of kills there from Carson. He hasn't had a great game overall, but taking out Simple with that first bullet on an AK as well actually gave him a chance to win, but it's Crazy. He eats the flash, full blind, gets his first kill. That slows things down a touch.
Whew. Sigh of relief for the side of BC Game. can't even really fault Simple in that one. Buddy got blasted.
Yeah, there was no chance there.
We've seen Junior die unsuccessfully in this short pipe, and, well, it's Snav to pay the cost in the opening death. Junior not able to trade it. Tries to get closer to the site, looking to pull on some kind of a line to open this up. Aragorn offering utility up and over. He'll tuck his head down. Muterus getting a second in this. George down to half HP, and this could be all she wrote. A 4v3 advantage, health advantage even further, putting this in the favor of BC Game. The Barrels player keeping his head tucked still. Aragorn yet to activate. Finally tries, no, not even. They're still just going to say 2 players layered on this. And so just having this close proximity to the bomb site's going to be enough. Electronic finding yet another. VOCA had their chances, even winning some of the rounds they had no business pulling off, but this time around, smoked out of it. Bomb is over towards Barrels, and BC Game find the solution to this B-site defense that started off with VOCA just charging down this half of the map, catching those opening kills. Not this time around. Simple to put this one to rest, and that will be BC Game extending play in the 0-2 pool as each team picks up their map pick.
It's solid. It looks a lot better than Dust2. It's great to see the Simple getting his impact on both sides of the map. And I mean, the only way that VOCA got back into that game was by countering Simple in a few different rounds in that second half. So it was good from them when we saw the entries. I think George had a great game when it came to those double kills. There were highlights that went both ways this time around, but BC Game overall just a much better performance and fewer mistakes. They had round that Electronic got a 4K on the hold outside of Monster, and again, he's having a strong tournament overall. This clutch definitely could have gone the way of Junior if he had cleared him out. And it's the CT side. I mean, how are you supposed to win? You get 4 rounds on CT side. So the fact that VOCA even made that somewhat close is pretty impressive, and having a pistol in the second half helped for sure. But it's just like Dust2, but the opposite. BC Game, they let VOCA back in a few rounds, but the entire way through are still kind of like in control of what happens.
Yeah. Like you said,
it would have taken that 10-second stick, I think, that denying that to really have a chance here.
That's true. Yeah. Honestly, commendable attempt by VOCA. I think at least bringing back the second half as they did kind of keeps a bit of the momentum that they had secured over on Dust2 for their hopes of winning out on Nuke. But again, I think the self-doubts start to creep in, knowing that, again, you had a kind of comparable opening versus 3D Max yesterday. You win Dust2. Second map goes back the opposition's way. That did boil down to a map 3 overtime affair. So I think, you know, if you're VOCA, you're just kind of thinking, all right, let's do the exact same thing we did yesterday. Let's recover on the decider. You'll be more confident there with their Nuke play around the corner. And I think also just knowing that, like, there was moments here where BC Game kind of let VOCA back in. And if VOCA can secure those moments, if they can tidy up their own close calls, map 3 is still anybody's game. I don't think BC Game is coming into this decider any more confident than VOCA should be. I think we're just going to find out where the dust settles once we get to that decider. But you can see it. Second pistol definitely gave a VOCA a chance to make a run for the money. BC Game, however, just far too good in the first half that VOCA really had no chance. So a 13-10 Dust2, a 13-9 on Overpass, and soon we'll get into that decider of Nuke to see where this one ends. Again, 0-2 game for day 3 of PGL Bucharest. We'll see you guys for that decider after a brief break.
She said she loves you.
But she can't love me.
But I love you.
I won't play window anymore.
What's going on?
Play your role. 1xBet. On to the next one. human body was built to move. Not trapped at a desk in one singular posture for 12 hours a day. It's time your chair evolved. This is Secret Lab Titan Evo. Ergonomically engineered for you, gamers, hybrid workers, artists, backing your every move.
What is going on, everybody? You're all in for a very special treat because I'm down on the floor with an absolute legend. We've got 𝙤𝙀 of BC Game.
Hello.
What's the vibe in the team right now? You know, talk to us about how everything is.
I mean, we are trying to fix mistakes. Sometimes it's a lot of mistakes, sometimes less. I think hard work and vibe, because we didn't show our best game yet.
Over the last 5 months, you've been reunited with Electronic. Can you talk to us about that partnership?
Yeah, right now he's getting his confidence and form back, not focusing on IGL role. I think he just need to always speak English. Same for all of our team, because I feel like sometimes we can miss some moments in the game because of communication. It's part of our failure as well, I would say. I mean, in games.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just nice to play with him, because you see how he understands game, how he rotates over the map, how he makes decisions, how he's helping his teammates as well.
It's been a bit of a criticism, you know, online that maybe chemistry is lacking. Do you think that's the case?
I mean, it's always the case when you have a new team. I feel like you need to go through a lot of stuff to get better synergy and chemistry. And I think in every team it's a problem at the beginning, especially core comes to us, you know, not us coming to core. Two players who played with each other, they come into us, and everything is new. It was much easier for me when I played for FaZe as a stand-in, when you go to the team with 4 players and with system, everyone knows what to do, you just fill in, and it's much easier to play.
This is a really cool detail. People online that will criticize 𝙤𝙀 BC Game, but then say positive things about 𝙤𝙀 FaZe. These two things are very different, right?
Yeah,
how is it for you to see that criticism and see that praise for two things that are very hard to compare?
I mean, it's okay for me, and I'm still trying. I understand that I can be better in this version of Counter-Strike, and good criticism I take, you know, and of course people will say a lot of stuff. It's not bad that I'm playing, you know, that I decided to step back and play, because I need to play. I don't want to sit another 6 months like it was with Falcons when they took me on loan, and you just sit 6 months, and when you don't have FaZe or matchmaking, no one plays. But even FaZe it's it's not pracs, for example. It's not officials or pracs, because people doing different stupid stuff, and when you play in a team, you need to play your role all the time, and you need to focus with your teammates on some details around your spots, you know. And to practice this, you need to have a team.
What will be most important here at PGL Bucharest? How do you guys storm ahead and get a big result?
I think the most important for us to play as many games as possible. Of course, to qualify from group stage is first step, but if you qualify from 3-0, I think maybe it's not good. I think.
Why is that? Because this is something that other pros have said over all the years as well. You want to have more games.
Yes.
You want that 3-1 or maybe not 3-2, but you want that 3-1 maybe, as opposed to just a 3-0 if you were to go through group.
For me, I just want to play as much as possible.
Yeah.
That's it. I just want to play every game and just see what I'm capable of. But if you're talking about in major, for example, you're playing 3-0, and you directly in quarterfinal you have more extra days. from some perspective it's good because you have more time to prepare, and you can see this. You can try to calculate what's your next opponent, and you have more time to prepare while they're playing 3-1 or 3-2 games. And from other perspective, it's bad because other teams, they play much more Counter-Strike. They fix much more mistakes because you have more maps with 3-2 score, and it can help you as well. Because with 3-0 you destroy everyone. Maybe you won't see gap in your game, you know.
Is there still a part of you that feels like you need to prove yourself again?
Of course. It's like 1,000,000%. Because my understanding of game never disappeared, you know. Like, it's so easy to understand this game, but we need to become like strong team. You cannot win games right now by solo. It's like less rounds, less opportunity to shine, you know. And of course, teams are playing better and better from each year, like in any sport or e-sport. Evolution, you know, from each year, and yeah, I should be always in shape. I should always, not me, but my team as well, but we should always be in meta of what's happening.
And do you think you and your team have a good chance of doing that here in Bucharest?
I think we can surprise many teams, but as I said, we need to find momentum or we can lose easy games as well.
Well, Sasha, genuinely wishing you the best of luck. Is there anything that you'd like to say to everybody watching at home before I let you go?
Yes, hello everyone, and I wish you a good Counter-Strike event. Cheer for your favorite team and enjoy Bucharest.
This is where it ends for either VOCA or BC Game. Final map of the event. Whether you like it or not, you've started this one 0-2. You got a stand-in situation on one side of the coin, Mo. You've got a struggling BC Game on the other that should be able to pull out of this, you'd assume. Again, they're playing in the stronger region. They've got the superstar duo of Electronic and Simple, and yet still the success is few and far between for the side of BC Game. They won their first map in 6 weeks yesterday. Can they win their first match in quite some time? We're about to find out here on Nuke.
It's a bit of a Christmas tree when you look at their wins and losses on Nuke. Their last 8 games have just gone back and forth. But their last one was a loss, Connor, so that's a good sign if you're superstitious that BC's Game will be able to take out a series today. But on the other hand, who's more excited about Nuke than VOCA? They beat everybody at home on this map, and they even beat Masonic at the Parkin Challenge 13-4. It is their most comfortable map by far. They are good on both CT and T side. They took one loss at Philadelphia on the map recently, but they're probably the most studied team in North America on Nuke, so it's no surprise eventually someone was going to take them out. But they've got the primer to actually feel like they can win this map. They have the protocols, the depth, the experience, definitely. So this would be a win to really cap off a lot of their Nuke success and show exactly that they were farming in an easier region, but at the same time winning all their games very one-sided because they're so good at it. And versus a shaky BC Game, man, this would be a real slap in the face with a stand-in to take out a win in this series and actually survive 0-2. We've had some tragic stories already, obviously, this week. This would just be one more, but well, it wouldn't be tragic for VOCA. They would be over the moon.
I think on the BC side of things, you are just looking for a victory here to extend play, to get some VRS points off VOCA. Farm them for our region's value. Go ahead and get it. But this battle on Nuke will decide who can be the most toxic between BC Game and VOCA. We get a group up inside of the lobby for VOCA, a stacked A bomb site in terms of the defense. Simple tucked in to the CT vents. It's going to try to use Muterus as a distraction. No, just taps out one. Hut swing comes through, and it is a good recovery out of VOCA. Junior in with a double kill as Snav burns one out, and that'll be crazy tasked to the 1v3 clutch. So the numbers were there for BC Game. It's the kills that go VOCA's way instead. Crazy buys an extra second. Oh. Junior coming through with the triple in the pistol.
Damn. I mean, they hit that side hard, and the mollies landed in the perfect spots as well. So it's a quick and mechanically brilliant first kill out of Simple. One bullet, one headshot, just like that. But from there on out, VOCA just full control of that attack. And I think they're happy, again, to not have to deal with the retake and just come through with all those entries. So they go quickly into the buy. T-side round to them. And let's see what kind of flavor we're going to have out of VOCA. If it's going to be quick upper pops or slow outside defaults.
Oh, Carson's gone.
Whoa.
See ya. Just like that. Oh,
that was nasty.
Yeah. Oh. Muterus with a couple.
Oh! Yo, Muterus, what is this round?
Who is this? The name tags must be wrong.
You're kidding me. What's he doing with the scout?
What?
You got Simple on your team.
I don't know if I've ever seen that box get wallbanged. I don't know if I have ever seen that.
Another one. Oh.
Misses a chance to quad kill. Rechi's right there for the taking.
Get the
Come
tag.
on, Muterus. Hunt him down.
Oh, he's right there.
Can't swing fast enough. Aragorn will finish what was started by Simple. That damage on Rechi, too much to ask. And if that's not going to tilt VOCA, I don't know what will. Muterus just slammed you outside.
That's ridiculous. I think the first shot is like before a swing even takes place.
Yeah, I mean...
That was also a wall bang.
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know.
You just said, check him, PC, without saying it. Wow. Muterus. Unk still got it. Junior over here pretending like he can actually win this round when there's really no chance.
No chance in hell, brother. He's dead to Electronics flank. A little labor, but we get there. Wowza.
Yeah, he wasn't even done peeking, man.
Nah, brother got steamrolled here by Muterus. I mean,
that was a smoke. I think the smoke landed like their default smoke and jammed through it. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Even better than that.
And then this one's sick. And then this one's nasty.
Talk about this one though.
Give me the third. Give me the third. Give me the third. Oh.
You're kidding. Muterus.
Yeah.
Who is this man?
That's good stuff, man. That's good stuff. Woo. All day long, please. Crazy's going to find Reggie trying to get through the smoke. Yeah,
when
exactly.
The second
Not
and
when the
third one
others
were just as nice.
Mm-hmm.
Could he do it 2 rounds in a row? I mean, that's irrelevant.
All that matters is it happened, and it upended the momentum. Crazy has gone unnoticed inside of the B site. He's going to be problematic. They shoot one in the back, double door swings. He cleans up, and BC Game have robbed the momentum that VOCA were meant to have out of the gates. See ya in the next buy, which will take them some time because we are here for another T-side save.
This really just changes the course of history, that Muterus 3K.
History.
You never know what it's the butterfly effect. The Muterus flap his wings, and VOCA, what if they win this map? The loss streak for BC Game goes on forever, like that.
Yeah.
History could maybe have been avoided just with that 1 3K.
Electronics going to burn George to a crisp. Junior just wants this bomb plant. Sprinting down for it. Looks like he's going to secure it unless Crazy gets an angle, but no, sir. That's a little bit of money made here. BC Game up 3-1. If Muterus doesn't get that 3K and VOCA win this map, do you think we would ever see this roster again? The BC Game?
Which one? Yeah, maybe they would just, like, them in phase would kind of like try to...
Because, I mean, it's like now that you've missed the
one
major,
team.
like BC Game have this Portuguese core because of its VRS ranking, right? That was the whole, that's the reason. It was the implications.
But it's like the Toy Story meme now, like I'm not...
And now it's done. Now you don't have that anymore. You're not playing with the toys no more, Woody's in a box,
and there's actually there is actually no point. I mean, I guess even if they win this game, there's no point in staying together because, like, this was never going to be the final roster.
No.
Pitbull ended his career on.
It was, it was a team made in a matter of circumstance, and the circumstances have surpassed you. So
I think it doesn't matter. I think they changed.
It doesn't matter. Okay. All right. That's fair.
Answer, yeah.
They will have IEM Atlanta and the CS Asia Championships 2026. That's the next 2 events that BC Game are confirmed to be playing on LAN.
Yeah.
The question will just be what version of BC Game rolls in. Electronic swinging wide because of the fire at his feet. The guns here have secured some positioning down towards lower. Simple just waiting for a chance to strike him down. Missed off shot on the shoulder that appeared, and a good wealth of utility expended there to just get the space. You flush Muterus down into the site. He opts to go for the duel. Crazy picks up a 2K off of the timing, opened up by that aggression. Man advantage, smokes fade. The frags keep sailing in, and more utility here for VOCA to just try to secure this bomb plant. It's a half-health Snav and a full-bar George. And Simple catches George in the backdrop. Snav's going to find backs turned. Ooh, Crazy's considering it. Simple's the victim. He doesn't know that Crazy's in this smoke, and so that will still be what catches him off. And 2 players survive for BC Game as this 4-1 CT lead secured.
I like how fast VOCA are moving. Like, they're scaling into the space. They're getting bomb plants down. The pistol was really close. The second round, they just gotta kind of forget about it. That's, probably wouldn't happen twice, but the fact that they did is just to test their mental resilience. Got into a spot here in lower where actually had a real chance of just getting a lot of kills and winning off of that. But Crazy's been the star of the show. He's had a great last map. He's having a great one here too.
Going to try to charge it down, keep it simple. George with a fast angle through Hut, but it gets spotted. They'll shut down their defensive utility. And we'll keep an eye on Snav to see what that AK can get done. Like a snake in the grass, Snav is coiled, ready to try to strike into that A site, but doesn't like what he sees and tries to reposition.
Just them running elicited some utility usage, but like the adjustment here from BC Game, if this comes ramp, which is very likely to, we've got two.
No miss by Simple. No op kill here from Snav. That's the gun still on the ground as Junior doubles back, Tech-9 in hand. Carson thinking maybe he's created space, and with that kill, he has indeed, only momentarily. However, as Junior will look to slip the net downstairs once again. Thought actually kind of sticks around, gets exposed, and it's going to be majority alive here for BC Game, who are absolutely speed running the first 6 rounds of this CT half.
And it's kind of because VOCA are running at them pretty quickly, even on their lower hits. Like, it's impressive how quickly they're getting into readying a site hit and making Nuke look like people overthink it sometimes, but at the same time, they're not converting the rounds. Even if they're very close to 1 or 2 trades that does seal the deal. BC Game very happy to see this faster pace. Set up adequately to defend against it. Full court press outside here from BC Game. There's no one out here right now.
You see the smoke catapulted from spawn if you're Simple. So that's util from a distance. But Carson postured top silo with a bunch of utility. Junior going to hang on to his grenades as well. Feels like we're waiting out that smoke.
Very dangerous flank. They're dead up here.
Starting to make his move. Carson just avoids getting spotted, and they do find space, but look at this. Muterus goes unnoticed. Oh, mows down 2 as he recovers vision. They didn't see him on the edge of that vent. Junior and 𝙁𝙤𝙣 recovering the front of sight, but they are still pressured by Heaven. And we get this crawl outside of Hell from another piece of VOCA. That is Carson trying to get into the engagement. Electronic ultimately loses the duel. That's man advantage re-secured by VOCA. Crazy's caught off by Carson's close proximity. And Simple, 1v3, Tech-9 in hand, has no value really to add to this. They have already secured the round. VOCA almost missing that because of the position by Muterus behind that vent. That damn near cost them everything.
It's unreal that Electronic finds nothing when he's flanking right there because everybody runs inside. One guy runs over top of him on silo, and he's like, well, I've got a flank timing. By the time he walks up in the hut, he's just a guy who could have pushed ramp. He's not even a guy who came in on early on a big flank. So perfect timing. You see the comfort from VOCA when they're coming in for these execs, and they're very good at these upper entries, especially Junior.
Yeah, it feels like that's kind of the zone that they want to operate within. It's just a matter of whether they get there to pull it off. On a flank that could have been, but missed it by milliseconds. Carson just keeping his head under. And Carson, who from the top of silo almost dies to Electronic, ends up evolving his play into that Heaven wraparound that really cost BC Game any chance at the retake. So he kind of gets away with it. Go into the utility clash as Simple opens up on 𝙁𝙤𝙣. That's a kill through Squeaky. Instantly smoked off as well. And we're going to get a fast move by VOCA to just go towards Secret. They're not trying to mask this at all, stomping all the while. But 2 players hard committed to Garage, with Snav still sticking around outside. This is responsibility for Crazy to head downstairs, but then there's a pause by VOCA, so things cool off.
Looking for one more clue before they make the decision. Actually, yeah, they're all down here. Full control side. See if this works out a bit better than last time.
He goes in, flushes him out. Unprepared. Snav in the background, killed with a nade out. Carson can't recover it, climbing over the control. Junior is soon to be dead, surely. Tries to find Sanctuary in the back of sight, and that's when Crazy finally activates out from Dark. It's money made by VOCA, but nothing but death and decay as BC Game come through 5 alive. And all of that secret control just gets them the bomb plant, nothing more.
That looks like Muterus isn't just a good scout player. He's having a great half now. 10-3. Lots of rifle impact. I mean, the lower hits are coming into formation. They're getting the nades out when they want to, but I don't think they're ready for BC Game to make that one small aggressive move just as they're about to exit through control, exit through decon. And that denial of space is enough to set up some very good multis. So Crazy in a previous round. It's Muterus this time. And Simple's getting so many openings. Which is more what I expected, you know, when we watched this game out of map 1.
This guy was trying to go inside the well.
I wonder what BC Game would say about that first map, kind of like what they would identify as the root cause of the loss. I do feel like some individual moments were just whiffs. Sometimes boil down to that simplicity, you know?
Yeah, whiffs. I mean, they didn't really bring much creativity to their Dust 2. Again, they kind of set up and waited. They weren't. You can tell when the communication's low, when people aren't flash retaking things, when they're not double pushing. They didn't do any tunnels pushes. They kind of just played reactive the entire time. Maybe they thought this game would be easier.
Again, it's not an ideal situation for VOCA, losing Infinite before this event happened on a day's notice too. So that is why their vibes guy is standing in. Not their coach, because Semphis is blind in one eye. That's his reason not to pick up the mouse. Sounds like
one
a good
big
reason.
Squat. I heard Gaben has 2 glass eyes. So.
Yeah, so what's your excuse, Semphis? Carson's going to swing that door open. Uterus survives the challenge. Won't be able to best Junior. He was able to get that bomb on the site in a moment. It's a double control push, though, so that means no cover for Junior if Crazy decides to push this.
Oh, he could kind of run at this. We want it. He's not going to.
Okay. Lets the plant happen. Junior then runs over. It's wild. It's weird. And it's still Crazy to come up with kills. Now nobody's on top of the bomb. And the last place left is Retchy, 1 health, off to save the op. BC Game, 7-2 lead.
It's very kind of him to give him plant, but you know, Crazy kind of he knew how he was going to win and give them plant all the same.
By God, Launders, it looks like BC Game are. They're having fun.
They're having fun. They might actually win a series, and you got to celebrate the wins. Again, they're here to pull the upset off and farm some VRS points off of VOCA. So.
Those sweet, sweet North American VRS.
They had to earn them.
Nice and greasy. And like a drive-through, this third map, feeling quick. Electronic quick to it. Looks like George ate a flash. I think about it's even his own. That makes it an untradeable position. Snap's going to get mowed down by Aragorn once that smoke pops. And Junior has been completely denied any success in this one. VOCA just can't quite find their footing. This T-side's starting to hit free fall territory as BC Game just smother.
They didn't throw their HE from far back enough, and that just gave Electronic a little bit of time to reposition and take those fights on his own terms. He also continues to have another good map.
Back in with the... Okay. Aragorn shot first. You asked for that. You asked for it. Order up.
Wild. I can't believe he was even spamming from that opposite vent. But at least, I mean, I think Junior's earned the respect. You can take the op and leave. Nap time.
Counter-terrorists win.
I'll play them.
I can break. Let's play the break.
They didn't rush ramp and didn't go ramp, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Another shout out to 𝙈𝙤𝙣, man. Imagine what this half could have looked like without him.
Yeah. Shame it could be his last run with this roster, to be honest. I wonder if it's going to be a leader change, with the implications of VRS no longer valued. I really don't know what BC Game has in store for us in the future, but obviously they have invested heavily in getting their organization to a major, or at least becoming a mainstay in Tier 1. The major always everybody's goal. It came up short this season. But there's still momentum to be made off of this event. And again, we kind of had this conversation yesterday. You start to catch the teams that no longer have the pressure of qualifying for the major off guard. You hope to catch them slipping up now. The lull in the action between this and Cologne. Simple's got the trade on Junior at least, but looks like this A site was primed for the taking. 𝙈𝙤𝙣 makes a stand. Heaven set ablaze. And Simple into the ramp room with a teammate. Are going to try to posture for a lobby flank. This is 2 players off of the plant into Hut. They will be met by this flank from 𝙈𝙤𝙣 and Simple in just a moment. Yeah, good shot from Simple. Quick to the reaction. Carson's going to look to sign up for the challenge. That gets traded by 𝙈𝙤𝙣, who then gets confirmation on Snav. 1 step too far within the Hut. Perfect retake comes through from BC Game. Not a lot of meat on these bones, Mo.
No, they're chewing through them. Every peak looks just like they know exactly how far someone else is going to be out. They have control of the timings. Off to the races, man. Round 12, and it's been a speed run. VOCA have not given up on trying to approach each site quickly, but the trades aren't there. Besides some of their upper entries in the 2 rounds that they won.
George gonna figure out 𝙈𝙤𝙣. He loves that position, to be honest. So sprayed down and a 5v4 secured by VOCA, but that's 3 players tagged up, primed to be popped. AKs and an AWP for all of BC Game.
Simple's been passing every test every time he makes contact so far.
It'd be nice to see him just get through an entire map without us having to say, like, ooh, the Simple miss. You know, he's provided more on map 2 than map 1, but let's see if he can keep it flawless for the 3rd. 𝙈𝙤𝙣 did kill 𝙁𝙤𝙣. Junior a bit too deep on that corner, and they don't know that 𝙈𝙤𝙣's on their rooftop. Outer control looking tested. Activation here from Crazy. Oh, that leaves a little to be desired. That could have cost VOCA a couple of bodies, but now 𝙈𝙤𝙣's just going to take the ladder, wrap back down, force this flank. Saw the bomb just exit out through Squeaky. And while they're going to be anticipating somebody up in heaven, it's actually going to be the double lobby retake. 𝙈𝙤𝙣 already tucked into Hut, waiting for Simple to arrive.
They're in perfect spots to trade this. I mean, it should be no way they can get out safely.
Junior's not looking down. He'll react as 𝙈𝙤𝙣 gets his 1, and Junior's going to secure the 2nd for the close here. So VOCA at least 1 round for the road, but still a lights-out CT side coming through from BC Game. That is a 9-3 CT half, 3 separate one-off rounds. The first, the last, and a simple round in the middle is all VOCA established on the T side.
Maybe it's not enough based on how well BC Game are playing, but VOCA will be happy to switch over. I think a pistol really changes the conversation, as we're used to saying, obviously, in maps like this. But BC Game getting better by the map, and I think less afraid of VOCA. Simple's come into his own. He's meeting the impact of 𝙈𝙤𝙣 and Crazy, and if 𝙈𝙤𝙣 has a pop-off map too, this is going to be about the best that we can get out of BC Game.
Hard-fought battle in the face of the step-up from BC Game's pieces. Junior coming through as a consistent force for VOCA. Still probably the most exciting individual element of this roster. We saw it from the get-go back on Dust 2. He was the reason that game got competitive as BC Game started it off on the correct foot. Opened the door for the others to find their moments. But here on Nuke, it's very much just the Junior show in the low hopes of VOCA. Like you said, Pistol could change things around. A CT side to try to bank on. P250 challenges heaven. They're looking for more contact outside, but it really was just that. Ooh, missed chance for Snav. That would have been a great opportunity to blindside George's Berettas inside of main. Sees the shadow of Aragorn, but won't be able to stop him. And Snav finally recovers one. He's now down low, forced to reload, will not be afforded an escape. It's Carson with the multi-kill up from heaven. Junior starting to flank main. He strikes them down with the Berettas, but still this 1v3 turned 1v2 is doable. Carson swings deep sight. 50 seconds for this clutch to still materialize for Muterus.
I mean, he's been the most clutch so far. Lots of time and HP. There's a route to get downstairs. Bent and cover both options. Instead, they're looking for the wraparound to get up to heaven. I mean, really convinced that this is going to be an upstairs hit. Muterus can get this plant off. You can really tell he's thinking about how do I win this round and not just get this bomb down.
It's good.
But he's ready.
Gets away with the open plant.
Where does he want to go though? Control side. He's not even. Oh, he's got the reload
fight to them.
Oh,
Carson's got it. Nicely done by Carson. Triple kill here in the pistol. 4 kills in the entirety of the first half. Walks away with the triple in this round. That'll give VOCA a lifeline. Something to work with on the defense.
Yeah, no kidding. They could make this a real game now off the back of that. So not the T side they were looking for, but they got it out of the way quick. I feel like they've preserved a lot of energy to make something happen now. And with Junior getting his op, that's a key to victory for sure on their most comfortable map.
As Carson turned back into the site for the clean execute on Electronic. That one really took momentum from BC Game. And he's there to end the round as well. So force buy situation off of the bomb plant for BC Game features a Galil, 2 MAC-10s, double Tech 9, and a look outside off of the instant wall of smokes. Utility as well within the A site to just kind of keep the defense preoccupied. Junior has lost a teammate. It's George that dies to the MAC-10 first. Flood down into secret's gonna catch Carson.